Hey guys, thanks for joining me for coffee. Welcome to Coffee with Casey. So I'm celebrating because I'm finished book number 2. So I'm super excited, and I just wanted to share a big hobby that I love, which is video games. So today I'm going to share my favorite of all time video games. Before I start, brief history. I love video games ever since I was a kid, starting with Atari, like games like Knight Rider and Frogger. I tagged Nico below. He's one of my cousins. Us cousins would get together and play video games, which I thought was fun. Loved Sega Genesis and Mortal Kombat back in the day. Moved on to Nintendo games, and then I got my first PlayStation. So from then I've been a PlayStation girl. I currently have a PS4. We'll be getting a PS5, not right now. Probably wait 2 years on that because I don't like the systems when they first come out. So I'm just going to share a few of my favorite games with you today. So some of the underrated ones, I do have a crate right here with all of my games. So first one is Saints Row. Very fun game. Challenging at times, but super cool, super fun. Batman. I have Arkham Asylum, Arkham City. I do have Origins. Super cool game. Great fighting with Batman. Love fighting with Catwoman. Heavenly Sword, Hilton, I tagged you below. One of my faves. Super epic game. Lots of fighting. Her sword is dope because it can divide into 2 pieces and also a ranged weapon, which I thought was pretty cool. Bayonetta, she's a witch. Lots of powers and acrobatics. Very cool game. Quite dizzying but fun. Another one, underrated, Wet. Wet it's just awesome. It's a lot of sword play, gun play, aerial acrobatics. The longer you stay in the air, that's how you win. So I'm gonna get into now my favorite games of all time. So let's take a look at that together. All right, so starting off, this is The Last of Us Part 2. This is with Ellie. And Ellie, basically she has parts where she's a young kid and also an adult. So seeing here, I'm sneaking into one of the homes, and the objective is to kill as many things as you can possibly kill. Survive. It's a hardcore survival game. It's very brutal, very graphic, but I enjoy playing it because it had my heart like pumping and racing the entire time. The monsters are dope. The AI was pretty good. Here I'm with the bow and arrow killing people silently. Silence is best. I don't like games with stealth because I find it difficult. The dogs track your scent while you're hiding, so they come out. A lot of people were kind of miffed about the whole killing dogs. It was tough. So moving on now, I am playing with Abby, and she is the nemesis to Ellie in the game. Here I am killing a clicker. Clickers are dangerous because they can hear any sound, like pick up, sneak around very quietly, or they'll hear you and a horde of them will come and get you. Here's a bloater. I think that's what this one is called. When it dies, it explodes and casts out this poison and spores. Love this flamethrower. Best weapon ever because you could take out a bunch of, creatures at one time. So love that. Here is Assassin's Creed. This is my second fave. Here I am sneaking around in stealth. Basically, this game was stunning. I love that this one is Origins that I played. I also played Syndicate, Black Flag. Those were a few of my faves as well. So a lot of stealth kills here. One thing I didn't like about this game, it took me forever to get my gauntlets, which are the weapons that are stealth kills. They're knives that come out of your wrist cuffs. So that was tough. Here I am killing gators. There's a lot of creatures to kill in this game. You have side missions, tons of side missions. Even when you think you're finished playing Assassin's Creed, you're really not finished. And who doesn't love, in Assassin's Creed, just the world itself? And on top of that, you can do dives off of the highest points in the game, which I think is great, into hay barrels. I think that's one of my favorite things, is climbing up top to synchronize and then dive it off. Okay, so here I am playing Uncharted 4 in Madagascar. I'm climbing on top of things. Very exciting game. Lots and lots of villains to kill. It just keeps you engaged the whole time. I love the Uncharted franchise. I actually tagged Aldrich below. He got me interested in it. I've always loved strong female lead characters. but I noticed with Uncharted, it just felt right because I prefer Tomb Raider, and I think if you're a fan of Tomb Raider, you would love Uncharted. It has so much going on. Here I'm shooting, and the goal is to shoot, not die, of course, and leap from car to car. And if your car gets destroyed, you have to go to another car. So while Drake here, the main character, is in pursuit, he's trying to find his brother in this one. So basically it's a lot of, like I said, fighting and driving. I'm not good at driving games at all. Like, I'll end up in a wall or somewhere and hard for me to turn around. This next one is the next on the franchise from Naughty Dog. It's called Uncharted Lost Legacy, and this is Chloe and Nadine's story. They actually team up together. They were featured in the Uncharted series, and Chloe's a thief and so is Nadine. Nadine worked for Shoreline, I think was the group that she worked for. So a lot of action in this game too. I love the gameplay. Naughty Dog really does not disappoint when it comes with these type of action-filled games. Lots of jumping, moving. Generally I'm supposed to do stealth. Sometimes I'm like, screw it, let's get into it. Next one is Tomb Raider. Tons and tons of tombs in this game. Really loved it, very engaging. This is not your mama's Tomb Raider. It is very brutal, graphic here. So here is a lot of traps, a lot of things you have to avoid. So here is a piranha-filled lake, and basically you have to jump. And that's part of Tomb Raider, the jumping and calculating your jumps and timing your jumps properly to not get eaten alive by piranhas. So that's one of the things. And the plates actually move into the floor. They sink, so you have to hurry up and make sure you're moving. One thing about my gaming, I always play it on hard. I'm one of those crazy gamers. I've never really played it on crushing before, so I might test my skills later on. But it's challenging when you put it on hard. Like, I've died a lot of times playing most of these games. So here the goal is to try to open up these areas so that I can advance to another area. Again, the floorboards are sinking, and I have to get to this raft and avoid the piranha and make sure I don't get knocked off the raft in the process. So I'm opening up these mechanisms on the gate. First I was going to use a bow and arrow, but I'm like, just shoot them out. So just shooting it out to open these up. One thing about the Tomb Raider game, it's time relative. Like, if you don't do things in a certain time, you'll die. That's just the whole point of the game. There's a lot of traps, a lot of puzzle solving. Like, if you don't solve the puzzle, you die. If you don't hurry up and do the actual timed events, you die. So Tomb Raider is one of my favorites from the entire franchise. From the first time it came out, I played the first Tomb Raider all the way up until currently. So this one was taken from Shadow of a Tomb Raider. Again, like I said, there's so many traps. Like, there's spinning blades that you have to avoid. They're crushing ceilings, daggers being shot out of walls, killer animals, all kinds of things. Like, this Tomb Raider is very engaging, super fun. Again, I said you have to time things. I could have gotten barbecued here. So it made it difficult because it's a lot of repetitive jumping and time jumping. Like, I was supposed to have died here. I think that was a fluke. Those blades hit me pretty hard. So I really enjoyed the Tomb Raider games. Will forever be a fan of these because they are fun, and it's just heart-pumping action and then puzzle solving, which is why I love Uncharted. Who can forget The Sims? This is moving along. The Sims and their failures. Dating in The Sims. I love dining out. Love the packs that come with it. More of a decorator. Like this, I decorated the dorm room, so generally decorate the houses, the Sim fires and stuff. The game is super fun. I just love The Sims. It's a great way for me to relax and just design and make fun families and interact with them. And I also love that they added firemen back to this one. And the Sims actually run away from the fires, which I think is pretty cool. So thanks guys for joining me today on Coffee with Casey. These were my favorite video games, and I hope to see you next time.